first time in Triad, though I did go to school in Winston, and I did not take advantage of that, which I wish I did, but I live in New York.
Do you want to introduce who you are and what you did in the play?
Sure, yes. I carried all these guys to get off one by one. I'm Zach from America.
And you can tell us a little bit about your history with Triad, where you are now, what you're up to.
This is my first, I'm popping my first Triad cherry here. But I've always loved acting, and I'm at UNCG just right down the block. Yeah, right on. Go Spartans. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. Do you want to introduce who you are, who you played, and sort of if you've been with Triad before that folks might recognize you from before as well?
Oh, yeah.
Clearly they do.
I'm back. I played Emily Caroline Brunt, and I think this is my 14th or 15th.
All right, so one of the questions that we had just before y'all came out was about the use of the curtain and kind of how that played into, so having that as a design element. Obviously you are in the play, you're not designing the play. But we would love to hear a little bit about kind of how the curtain worked for you all, what that was like to work with that, if you want to. And actually, we grab our, do you want to say who you are, what you played, and what else
Lee
you did?
Spencer, Dr. Armstrong.
Excellent, thank you. So we were just talking about the curtain and use of the curtain and sort of how that played into the overall sense of the play and possibly also your experience working behind the curtain, as that may or may not be something that happens on the regular.
Do you guys like the curtain thing? Or?
Yeah.
You did? Yeah, we get about half and half during the previews, but I think now it's becoming more people are enjoying it. And we're more comfortable performing. If we're in a little cocoon, we can't see anything.
Yeah.
So the difficulty is projecting. Projecting to get beyond.
Yeah, none of us have in the scene have ever seen it. I wish I could.
I know.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
It's all of us. Sorry?
It's nice shadows.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it's very spooky. Yeah, those shadows.
Nice.
Can you see facial expressions or not?
Oh, yeah.
Oh wow. Oh,
It's not just like a silhouette.
Because I'm going like that.
Yeah, I know.
We can imagine.
We've finding it from rehearsal to stage has been somewhat of a journey in a certain sense, because we had to make sure that, going from just talking to you like this and all of a sudden we have to make sure you guys see it, especially up there and here as well, because we don't know what whatever. But that was fun. I thought it was really, really cool. I hope it well, I guess it'll be well.
Whose idea was it?
Mine.
That's why we need to know ahead of time, is whether or not we take credit or we blame it on someone else. Usually with our scenic designs, the director of the play, who in this case happens to be Preston Lane as well, he'll have a conversation with the scenic designer as well as the other designers, sort of about the concept of the play, the big ideas we're hoping to get across, and then from there, they kind of collaboratively develop those ideas, so it definitely comes from a space of not just one person, but one of our core values at Triad Stage is collaboration, and that really takes space, especially with our directors and our designers. So there's a lot of conversation that happens over the course of time that landed us here. Would you both like to introduce who you are, who you played, and kind of where you're coming from? If you're local, if you're coming in from somewhere else, that would be great.
All right. My name is Swindell, and I played Anthony Marston, and I am actually a senior at UNCG.
My name is Artz McFarland. I play General Mackenzie, and I'm from New York.
Thank you. Great. I'm going to go ahead and open it up since we've started taking some questions. They have lots of good questions while y'all were coming out. Does anyone else have a question that they'd like to ask? Yes, ma'am.
Have you guys read the play before, like in your life, or what made you this?
Yeah, so the question is about whether or not the play, there's one over here for you, sir. I'm good too. Whether or not this is a play that you were familiar with before you were cast or coming to do this production of it. Or I would also extend that to the novel if you've read the novel before. So.
I saw, well, that's Phil who played the judge.
Want to introduce who you are, where you're from, and what you played.
Oh, I'm Phil McGlaston. I'm from New York, originally from right outside of Boston. When I was I was the killer son. You would put the things on my picture.
I saw the movie when I was a little kid, The 10 Little Indians with Hugh O'Brien and a few other people. Fabian was in it. Fabian played your role. You won't know who Fabian is. I'm dating myself. Okay, but yeah, so I knew it was 10 Little Indians, but I only just read the novel before we did the play.
Okay. Anyone else have a history with either the play or a film version or the novel before you were coming to do this production? There you go.
Flipping from it once years ago, I got a Saturday afternoon movie.
Yeah.
And it was either 10 Little Indians within there or not, but I was. You know,
There was a Family Guy episode called "And Then There Were Few." I saw that one. I never got what it was referencing. I was just like, oh, this is the funniest hell episode. But nope, it was this. So.
Excellent. That's a great question. So do they all end the same is the question. Would anyone else like to take that? I can, or someone else can.
The answer is no.
No, the original is. Well, the interesting part about it was like.
No. It seems like every source you read has a little different ending. In this case, a big different ending.
Yeah, this ending was just recently released to be able to be performed. For the last 50 years, it's been the last line of the plays. I mean,
And then
Philip jumps up, shoots the judge. Judge falls down dead. And then Vera's like, oh, you're alive. And he goes, thank God women can't shoot straight. Right? It's kind of weird, right? After all that. But that was the ending for all those years. But this was the original ending she wrote.
There was also, I think, a sense at the time, so the book came out in 1939, so the original audiences for the play were in England, were in World War II or just coming out of it, and there was also, I believe, a sense that an ending like this was a little harsh for what audiences had already endured, perhaps. And so this is a shift, so this was a choice that the director and the artistic team made to go with the ending that you saw tonight. Yeah, yes ma'am.
Did Agatha Christie write the poem, or was that a poem
No.
that was already in existence?
That was a poem that was already in existence. It actually was under 10 Little Indians is sort of one version of what you might have heard. There's also another one that uses a particularly derogatory racial slur. It was originally that, but it was written by someone else, and she adapted it for this use. The name of the play has also changed over the course of time. The Christie estate has been very much like, oh, we don't use that word anymore. We don't use those words anymore, so it's been adapted in that way to be more respectful than it was at the time. I think that, feel free to correct me, but that is my understanding of kind of what happened over the course of time. Yeah. As Christie was writing, I mean, she was born in the early 20th century and was from England, which was still very much a colonial power at that time, so there's a lot that has shifted since the play was written and since the book was written as well. Yeah. Any other questions? I feel like I saw a hand over there. Yeah.
How do you die on stage and appear not to be breathing?
Excellent. So yes, so we all have experience with that. So how do we die on stage and appear not to be breathing? Anyone can take that. I think besides you.
Yeah. Beth and Art.
Well, lumbar is on the floor, and I never understood how he was able to pull that off so well. That's
Well, you can. There is a stage thing. You just hold yourself up a little bit, so you're breathing here, but you're not having to come up. But it took me a while because I'm always out of breath. I'm like okay, and then like tonight is actually the first time my nose was itching. Can't scratch, and then he walked by. I was like, oh, and then I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna sneeze. And then I was like, if I had sneezed, I think I would be like, God.
Yeah.
Caleb, yours is hard, right?
Yeah, it's just I every time I'm laying there, I'm literally just thinking, shallow breaths, do not please, for the love, because I try really hard to deep breathe. I feel like so I'm trying just so hard to keep it repressed, but I feel like I just bound my breath a lot and
you choose a hard one. You keep your eyes open.
Yeah, I keep my eyes open.
So he's got foams and his eyes are open. And the adrenaline, so it's really tough.
Yeah.
I covered myself with the thing, with the oil. I bounced it across the chair.
Oh, so you can
Yeah.
see something?
Oh, right. Although I did get a note rehearsal once. You're dead now. We can't see you.
And I was lucky because I get to be like this.
Right.
So, you know, actors are trained to breathe from here anyway. So I just take shallower breaths, bend over that way while I'm listening to the dialogue and kind of, okay, 10 more seconds.
Were you guys surprised by that? By,
Oh,
him,
yeah.
by his death over here?
The night, the fact that it was night, I thought you just expired during the sun.
Sunstroke.
Yes.
Any other questions? Got time for probably 2 or 3 more?
I still have a question about the end.
Sure.
The hanging was really dramatic, but she ended up with the guy. Is that what fell?
No, it was one of those soldier statues. But good question. I had the same thought, and then only when I came up, I said, oh, it's a statue. I found it. Yeah. Excellent. Yes, sir.
How did some of the soldiers disappear?
Oh, I saw somebody going in there.
You can come and take a look afterward, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
If
the
your
secret,
friends
yeah,
come
yeah,
see
don't
it.
tell
There's little
anybody.
trapdoors.
That's what we thought.
Somebody sits back there and there's a, we sit there.
Strategic times when an actor's back there and then we know someone's getting ready, and it's just pivotal times. We had to pick the best time.
Kind of sleight of hand.
Yeah, you can ask a question.
Did you guys figure out who it was, or did it take a while? Did you have anyone you thought it was?
Oh, it's the doctor.
You thought
Thought
it was
it was me?
Doctor?
Yeah.
Great. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I remembered in the book that the bee sting wasn't really a bee sting, and the person that had the bee sting was the killer. That wouldn't have been her, but does anybody read the book? And
Yeah.
was it always the judge?
It was always
It
the
was always
judge.
the
Judge
judge.
goes back in the room
But
after she's been drugged, and he's alone in the room with her. And,
But
and
he had died like you did it in the play. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
oh, then I just.
Well, the only thing is he doesn't force her to kill herself. In the
Okay.
book, she's driven mad by the love of who? What's his name?
Lombard.
No,
Not me. The uncle.
yeah, Peter or whatever, right?
Hugh. Yeah.
Oh, Hugh.
So that's what was very haunting. Was she was like hearing him, and then she gets in the room. She sees the noose, and she sees him, and then she's like forced in a way by him, which is super, like ghost-like. But it was all in her mind. At least that's what I thought.
Was anybody comparing notes, or, well, I think he did it, or I think she did it? Were you doing that for each other? No? Everybody just sort of had their own idea.
Thank you. Excellent. All right, we probably got time for about 2 more questions because we do want to let these folks get home. Do you want to introduce who you are and who you play?
Oh, yes, hi. I'm Chris Morris. I play Mrs. Rogers. I make an early exit. Someone has to go first in a murder mystery.
You look familiar, so have you done other plays here?
Have you done other plays here at
I
Triad?
have. I've done, this is my 8th or 9th one.
Yeah, you look familiar.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think I saw a hand over here. Yeah.
Now, the dress effector sort of unclear, when you're putting the harness on her when she's getting ready to hang, how much trust did you two have to get together for her to trust you, put everything on there right? And
Well, there's a harness with a hook on it, and then there's a hook up inside the noose. And I clasped the two together. I trusted that she would stand still and let me do it. Yeah, we have what's called fight calls, so everything on the couch with the Rogers is rehearsed before each performance, or the first performance of the day, the fight with these two, and we go through the hanging real quick.
Just so she feels safe.
So she feels safe.
Before she does the show.
We also have, so the actors actually don't rehearse most of the time on the stage down here. They rehearse in a room that's just a room upstairs. And then we have tech rehearsals, which are when we bring the lights and the scenery and all the other things together with all of the work that they've been doing upstairs. And so a lot of that time, an amount of that time was also spent on making sure that all of that worked and that it worked consistently, and making sure that everyone felt safe and knew what was happening as well.
now, is that true in all the other acting jobs that you've done? That same kind of rehearsal? Is that how you
In the theater? Yeah.
Theater.
Yeah, in every show I've ever done here, it's the same deal. 3 weeks up there, upstairs, come down here, do all the technical stuff, and then you got a couple days to get it together acting-wise. It can be really, really stressful, especially with a show like this, with this many people on stage, with your wardrobe. I'm going to stand over here, I'm going to stand over here. Is the gun? We had gunshots, candles, all sorts of things to deal with. So,
But what's fun is also like with when you get to tech is that sometimes in rehearsal there's no wall. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna walk in now. And then when there's a wall, you're like, oh, and then you miss because you're so used to seeing the person walk down and out and whatever. So that there's all taped out. So you see everything here is all taped out except for the furniture they had.
All right, we've got time for one more. You are it.
So you've been here a while. Did you get to go to the folk festival?
Yeah, we had tech. Well, it was
Did rehearsal?
during 2 days our tech week. Tech week. So it was. We were here from like 12 to 12.
it affected our parking.
Some people didn't go. Some who died. I didn't.
Are there any other, obviously the folk festival was not super accessible this year because of tech. Are there any other favorite Greensboro things, especially maybe for those of you who are out of town, that you've been able to do while you were here?
I'm really into Harris Teeter.
He is. I bumped into him at the grocery store. That's right. That's funny.
And I live in New York City, so these grocery stores are really.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of room in the grocery store. We're squeezing by people. These are wide aisles and full of things.
Has anyone been here from the beginning coming to plays? Because I was here in the first season.
Yeah.
Did you see Crumbs from the Table of Joy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I can tell you, talking about Greensboro, when I left in 2002, I had a Chumley's bar membership card, and I had another bar membership card.
Oh, for the bars, yeah.
Yeah, when I leave this time, I'll have a Vic card, Lowe's card. It's a whole different kind of hanging out for me now.
I should have been here in the brown bag days.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. It would be great if we can give them one more round of applause for sticking around. Thank you.